So, it's been a while since I posted a video, huh? I just wanted to apologize for that because due to my incredibly busy schedule with school and projects, I haven't had the time to sit down and to write a video script so that I can post it out for you. But nonetheless, I hope that you guys have been enjoying the content that has been presented on Old School Lane for the past year, such as new episodes of Casual Chats, Old School Lane interviews, Picks Mix, Dream Machine, the Roald Dahl Retrospective, In Search of the Crystal Skull, and various other projects. And also, I want to give a major thanks to those who were able to come into the As Told by Ginger fan appreciation live stream, as well as the As Told by Ginger 20th anniversary virtual reunion live stream. It was a lot of fun, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. So once again, thank you. Even though that I haven't been able to produce as much content as I wanted to, I'm hoping that whatever that I have been posting over the past year has been able to help you up a bit, has been able to lift your spirits, even though the things around you seem pretty bleak. So I'm hoping that this video will put a smile on your face. So with election season going on, I thought it would be very appropriate for me to talk about a Nickelodeon themed election day special. So with that out of the way, let's go back to the world of Wienerville. So let's get a quick refresher on Wienerville since it's been a while since I covered it. Wienerville was a variety show hosted by Mark Weiner that premiered on Nickelodeon back in July 11th, 1993. It featured many segments with Mark performing as multiple characters with puppets, both hand and body puppets with Mark's head on them. The characters consist of Mark, the host of the show, Dottie, the mayor of Wienerville, Zip, who is Dottie's helper, Cocktail Frank and his Weenies, the house band of Wienerville, Sacco, the rowdy troublemaker, and Boney, the loud, mean, obnoxious, and crude puppet who hates children and tells them to
get out of here! I'm Boney, leave me alone!
You know, it's guys like that that give extinct species a bad name.
In each episode, there will be a skit featuring the puppets going through a conflict, and they try to solve while wacky shenanigans occur. During the show, various cartoons from Mr. Magoo, Gerald McBoing Boing, Badfink, and The Alvin Show would be playing. At the end of the show, two kids from the audience would be wienerized, or have their heads in puppet bodies and play a game. The winner would get a golden hot dog trophy and would be slimed. The show only lasted for 1 year, ending its run in 1994, with reruns being shown until 1997. There were 3 specials that premiered after Wienerville ended its run. The first one was the Wienerville New Year's Special, Lost in the Big Apple, that premiered on New Year's Eve 1994, which is about Mark and the gang going to New York City for New Year's Eve, with Dottie trying to find them to tell them about Cocktail Frank and his Weenies performing for a New Year's Eve party. I did a blog review back around 2015 saying that the special was contrived with a non-existent plot. Fun fact, I was originally going to do a video review of it last year in honor of the special's 25th anniversary, but I had absolutely nothing new to add to the video to what I had originally written 5 years ago. I was just bored with the special and didn't bother to cover it again. Then, 1 year later in 1995, there was the Wienerville Hanukkah special. It's notable for being Nickelodeon's very first Hanukkah special, although it's not remembered as the Rugrats Hanukkah special that debuted a year later in 1996. It's a retelling of the story of Hanukkah, with the Jews portrayed as Latka aliens, and the Maccabees as a group of bumbling aliens led by the bumblinger leader named Dorcas. Their ship crashes on Earth, and it's up to Sacco, Boney, Pops, Louie, and Dottie to collect the oil they need for their ship, defeat Dorcas, and get them back home. I reviewed the special twice. One as a blog article back around 2012, and a video review in 2015 in honor of the special's 20th anniversary. The plot is absolute insanity, with all the classic cheesy humor you would expect from Wienerville. Go watch it with a group of friends for a good time. And now we come to our feature presentation, the third and final Wienerville special, Wienerville Election Special in Washington, B.C., which premiered on February 1996, the same year that the presidential election of Bill Clinton and Bob Dole occurred. This is going to be interesting because I hadn't watched this special until just recently for this review. The reason for that was because it was considered lost media for many years, until 2018 when a person named Chris Bryant started posting this special and many episodes of Wienerville on Dailymotion and YouTube. So how did Wienerville conclude the series? With a massive bang or an underwhelming whimper? Let's take a look and find out. The special begins in 65 million BC, where a baby Boney is demanding more food from his mom. She asks him on what he wants to be when he grows up, and she said that he could be president of the United States. He's just been hatched out of his egg, and already his mother is putting the pressure on getting his job when he becomes a certain age. That's usually the mentality of a parent when their child is a teenager or a college graduate. So, wow, she's way ahead of the game. Cut to 65 million years later, and Boney receives a phone call from Ross Perot, played by Katrina Johnson. So to quickly iterate, for those who didn't watch my From Pilot to Final Product video on all that, Ross Perot was a billionaire who ran an independent presidential campaign in 1992 and a third-party campaign in 1996. He presented his ideas of running the country with pie and bar charts, advocating a balanced budget, ending outsourced jobs, and the enactment of electronic direct democracy. He had only received 18.9% of the popular votes in 1992 and 8.3% of the popular votes in 1996. After that, he never ran for president ever again and became a member of the Republican Party in 2000, endorsing candidates such as George W. Bush and Mitt Romney until his death in July 2019. Sorry, I went off topic. Let's continue. Ross tells Boney that he's sick and tired of running for president, so he offers Boney to replace him. Boney isn't interested, and Ross tells him all the perks of being president.
You nuts? What would I want to run for president for?
Because you can save the environment, build better schools, and keep the American dream alive.
So?
Because you'll be commander-in-chief of the world's most powerful army.
So?
Because the White House has a 24-hour all-you-can-eat buffet.
Washington, stay safe! Here we go!
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is the exact same way that Dottie was able to convince Boney to come over to the Hanukkah party in the Wienerville Hanukkah special.
Yes, guys, do. March is cold, and he's bringing his family and a bunch of friends to the Wienerville Ski Lodge for a Hanukkah celebration tonight!
Winter's coming! Count me out!
But, Boney, you can sing songs and light the menorah with all the kids.
So?
You can spin the dreidel.
So?
There'll be lots of presents and all the potato pancakes you can eat. You know, latkes.
Hanukkah, here I go!
I don't want to call it lazy writing, but having a similar conversation at the beginning of the special, concluding with the same punchline, is disappointing. The same could be said about the opening song, which is the same melody for all three specials, despite having different lyrics to them.
Everyone's a member of that meeting in November when democracy is put on display. So get ready,
Let's move this dog sweaty!
get ready for election day.
We're off on our vacation, so join the celebration of the magic night that's just about here. So get ready,
Get ready!
get ready for a happy new year. Let's go start to singing for the holiday that's bringing
Together for a nation, a night!
Get ready!
the menorah's ready.
Get ready for the Hanukkah lights!
I suppose it's kept for tradition's sake, so I'll let it pass. Anyway, we cut to Melissa Joan Hart covering the election news, where Boney will be going up against another presidential candidate named Hugh J. Magnate, played by Philip Mansfield. He's portrayed as a mean, corrupted candidate who would stop at nothing to win, even if it means to cheat. He reminds me of Dorcas from the Wienerville Hanukkah special with his controlling yet over-the-top nature.
Here, boss.
Hire the most wicked men in D.C. and destroy him.
Well, yeah, but it's election, boss. Like, all the wicked people are booked.
Well, I guess that just leaves us.
Prepare to attack! Prepare to attack!
If the name sounds familiar to you, well, that's because there would be a character named Hugh J. Magnate Jr. in the live-action Fairly OddParents movie Grow Up Timmy Turner, where he would be the antagonist. It's been confirmed. Wienerville and the Fairly OddParents belong in the same universe. I just blew your mind. Boney meets up with his campaign manager, Liberty Brown, played by Preslasia Edwards, the same actress who played as Cindy Ornette in The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. She gives Boney the schedule to travel to multiple states to present himself with his speeches. Boney isn't interested in leaving his office because he wants to wait for the cable guy to set up the TV. Liberty convinces Boney with all-you-can-eat contests and he gets raring to go. As Boney becomes more invested in food contests and less on the people's needs, his popularity drops, and his chances of becoming president becomes lower and lower. It doesn't get any easier when he meets up with the Prime Minister of Djibouti, and he throws up on her. This is a reference to when President George H.W. Bush threw up on Prime Minister Miyazawa Kishi when he visited Japan in January of 1992, which was pretty much a laughingstock for quite a while, and parodied in various sketch comedy shows such as SNL. Meanwhile, Magnate is presenting a proposition that he would demolish every playground and park and turn it into parking lots. And of course, Boney doesn't care. Liberty, Pops, Louie, and Sako learn that Magnate is planning on turning a baseball park into a parking lot and decide that would be the best opportunity to get Boney's votes up again. Pop quiz. What do you think that Liberty challenged Magnate into? A debate where they're able to discuss about the pros and cons of nature as opposed to progressive industrialization? Of course not. It's this!
Hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to the old D.C. ballpark. Great afternoon for baseball as two American pastimes collide here. Baseball and politics.
So we essentially have America's pastime to thank for preventing the whole world and turning into a giant asphalt globe. Thanks, baseball! So over time, Boney's popularity skyrockets, leaving Magnate angry about the turnout. So Magnate does some classic mudslinging, showcasing Boney telling kids to go away, which in reality are just clips from Wienerville. This gets Boney's popularity dropping again, while Magnate's chance of winning climbs up. He even goes a step further by kidnapping Liberty and threatening Boney to lose an upcoming debate on purpose. Wow, a presidential candidate upset that his opponent is winning, so he goes into extreme measures to create a scandal so he'll have a chance of winning? Huh, sounds familiar. Thanks to the encouragement of the Abe Lincoln statue at the Lincoln Memorial, yes, you heard me right, Sako, Pop, Louie, Dottie, Zip, and a group of kids break into Magnate's mansion to rescue Liberty, resulting in a crazy montage!
Hey, who ordered the meatballs? They did. Two meatballs.
And hit with a very large meatball. Nice ball.
Everyone back to the van and get close in 10 seconds!
Daddy, we need your help!
He really means it.
Hang on, Louie! I'm working on it!
Meanwhile, Boney and Magnate are at the debate, with Magnate getting the upper hand at first until Liberty reveals Magnate's true intentions, forcing him to drop out of the presidential race. With Boney having a better chance to win, he makes a speech that shocks absolutely no one.
Fellow Americans, as of today, I'm no longer running for president.
The t-shirts have off.
The special concludes with a performance of Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Boney, like Yankee Doodle apple pie.
So, what were my thoughts on this special? Well, it's not as directionless and boring compared to the New Year's Eve special. It's nowhere near as insane and entertaining as the Hanukkah special. It lies somewhere in between. The jokes are mostly hit and miss, except for a few of them. Like this joke, for example.
Anyone could be president, even a funny-looking man with giant ears.
This is incredibly relevant, especially since we have people like Dwayne Johnson and Kanye West wanting to be president. Also, I felt that they shouldn't have made Boney run for president. I know that Boney was the most popular character in Wienerville, but focusing on his character running for president just doesn't work. He hates people, especially kids, and wants them to go away and leave him alone. The President of the United States is a representative of not only the country he's running, but helping the people to get better jobs, healthcare, security, and environment. I felt like they should have had the special where Dottie was running to be the first female president. Or, if you wanted to have Boney run for president, then he could try his very hardest to act mean and nasty to try to get his way out of being president while everyone is still loving him, against Dottie, who has political experience as the mayor of Wienerville, feeling that she can be president and make big changes to the country. And Boney won anyway. That would have been hilarious. But sadly, the special just falls flat in many places, and I can see why this was the last Wienerville special. Now, this is just an opinion from a Wienerville fan like myself. As for a person who isn't a fan or hasn't seen the show, this episode is not recommended to watch. It can get loud, obnoxious, and a combination of being over the top with its own good and kind of boring. It has dated pop culture references that people aren't going to get unless they grew up in the 90s like I did. There are also some celebrity cameos in this special that most people won't even recognize who they are, and some who may be considered controversial by today's standards. Now, if I could recommend a good Wienerville segment where it talks about politics, I recommend that you go over to the Wienerville YouTube channel and check out the video, Don't Ask Boney, about the Trumposaurus.
One day he had a falling out with his BFF Putinosaurus, who didn't show up to his birthday party or send him a gift. To retaliate, Trumposaurus sent him a gift. And we all know how that turned out.
Or, if I could recommend a good Nickelodeon show that tackles a similar plot, then I would check out Rocko's Modern Life's Ed Good, Rocko Bad, or Hey Arnold's Mr. Green Runs. Wienerville isn't for everyone, and I would recommend watching a few episodes of the show to see if you can get into it. If you can, keep watching it. It's a great time. If you can't, then I would just say stay away. So, I hope that you guys continue to have a happy holiday, and stay safe and stay strong. Take care.
If you see a problem, wanna make a change, you gotta find someone to be in charge, or someone to lead the way. But there's so many choices, so how can we agree? Everyone gets a single vote, oh, it's called democracy. Tell me what's an election? Election. When people get to choose. Cast a vote for a candidate who represents your views. So tell me what's an election? Election. When people get a say. Cast a vote for a candidate to help and lead the way.
Candidates not a candy, no, they want a special job.
Very special job.
Taking charge in the government or trying to make the law.
Trying to make the law. We the people must decide. The choice is ours to make. Cast a vote and whoever gets the most will win the race. Tell me what's an election? Election. When people get to choose. Cast a vote for a candidate who represents your views. So tell me what's an election? Election. When people get a say. Cast a vote for a candidate to help and lead the way.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I just want to give a quick little plug right before this video concludes. A lot of people have been asking me, where did I get this Wienerville t-shirt? Or, where did I get the poster on the wall that I have right here? Well, believe it or not, I actually got these as a gift from Mark for Christmas many years ago when I interviewed him for my blog. But that doesn't mean that you can't have an opportunity to purchase yourself some Wienerville merchandise. Yes, believe it or not, you can purchase yourself a Wienerville t-shirt, poster, and many other things. And even Wienerville Boney masks. With this whole pandemic going on, it's always nice for you to cover your face and showcase everyone's favorite dinosaur. All of the proceeds for this will go over to Hudson River Sloop Clearwater. So go over to Wienerville.com if you're interested. Tell them Patricia sent you. So, hope to see you around soon. Take care.